Hello, fellow builders, and welcome back to the bench. Welcome back to another episode of, I don't know, throwing parts together and see what happens. That's kind of okay. I try and make rules for myself to keep me on track, because if I don't, I'll go down rabbit holes. I'll spend days researching and not getting anything built, or you can spend days just gluing crap together and end up with this thing. And so you make up rules, right? And one of the rules is use what you got. And so I have droid stuff. Well, hold on. Droid stuff. Stand by. So occasionally, I'll do a Google search for model kit lot. And I knew I wanted to build. Oh, okay. So I bought this kit, right? It's that one, right? But they had already built the C3PO, and I didn't care about the C3PO. I've already got one. They had most of R2, and just from the pictures I could tell the majority of the pieces were there. The legs were there. The body, the dome. So what I found is all the blue pieces were missing. And so I was going to have to figure that out. Don't know how I was going to do it. And the whole intention was I was going to make the gondola droid from the Mandalorian. Things happen. That didn't happen. Especially once I started actually looking at it. So I thought, well, instead of going out and trying and buying another complete kit, because I feel like that would be a waste, use what I got and make my own droid, just from the pieces I've got. So I started with the base of BMO's roller base. Let's go over there. So this is what we started with. It's the bottom part of BMO, just his roller wheels. And I'm like, okay, that's a good start. That's a good base. And then you've got R2's body. And I've already kind of pre-assembled what I want. I like the color. I had to choose a color. But like I said, this part right there, those were actually blue on R2. They were missing. There was a door there, which is missing, but basically I just took a piece of this box styrene and just cut it to length, painted it. Looking good so far. So with R2's head, so it's missing some, okay. Yeah, so this piece goes here. So I can get the whole round, complete base of his head, but you've got a lot of missing inserts, which were all blue. And I did have 2 R2 units, so I have some extra pieces, because on the R2 unit you can have it with the little doors open or closed, or with the stuff out. So on the R2 unit I have everything closed up. And this one I wanted everything out. So 2 things happen. Basically, we're going to have this, right? All right, which isn't a bad start for a droid. Not at all. But to make it, you've got the little pincer arms out there, but to make it even a little bit on the weirder side, or kind of cobbled together, I've got some C3PO arms, because he comes with 2 sets of arms. So I was going to have 3PO's arms on there as well, which kind of makes him look a little bit 7 Zark 70, which I'm okay with that. I just want him to be different. So he's going to have digits so he can actually be working on stuff, as well as grapplers and pullers and all that good stuff. But that leaves me with what to do I had two problems. I had the shoulder. How do I attach the arms to the side? And then I had that what kind of head we were going to put on here. So one of the pieces, this is the connector, right? So that goes there. There's a blue ring that goes on there, and then the droid head, like that. And what I did when I thought I was going to use this, I went into Fusion 360 and I recreated that ring. So this is basically the piece that fits right on there, and then this head fits on top of that, and it kind of works out. It's a little bit thick, but now we're going in a different direction. I want him to have a different head. I'm just happy that I've got the majority of the pieces of the body together. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull all this stuff and set that aside for another project, for another day. So we got shoulders and we've got the head. Now the shoulder I already did, and I went into Fusion 360 and just made a shoulder, something very simple. And it's just going to go in. I've got the other ones painted. I made it an extra, but the shoulder will go right in there, just like that. Oh, you get the idea. So it'll go on there. But we still have to figure out the head. So let's look at what we got for the head. We're starting off with the disc that we used for the ring that was going to make for the dome. I had an idea. I wanted it to look kind of like the probe droid head, kind of bulbous. I'm still learning Fusion 360, so there's a lot of, oh, let's try this. Nope, that didn't work. Hey, sooner or later we'll get it. But the shape was starting to come together. I didn't want it to look too much like the probe droid, just enough to give it a little bit of feel. I wanted it to have an offset eye, but I didn't want it to stick too far out and look like a gun turret, but I didn't want it sucked too far back into the head either. The next, it needed to have attachment points on the top of it for the probes and the radar dish, so I wanted them to be symmetrical. I love Fusion 360 for that. I just had it make me a pattern, make me 6 holes, and make them all the same. Such a beautiful program. While we're waiting on the head to print, went on ahead and grabbed our shoulders because I've done some sanding to them. I've not actually test fit them onto the body to see what it would look like. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I might want to sand that back a little bit to get that a little bit tighter into the other arm. That part's okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. So his hand fell off because there's no rubber ball in there holding it in. So I need to, before I glue this all together, I need to put that in there. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. And this is why I always keep my instructions. Go to the... Nope, that's too big. Will not fit. Well, we may just end up having to... and hope for the best. So now that the head's been printed, I did a little bit of work to it. It needed a little bit of finishing here, but the main thing is I put a magnet in the top of it so that we can animate his head. So it goes on, it stays on, and then we can turn him, right? So we want to also, I wanted to do the same thing with the body. And what I ended up doing is putting in a post, and then I made myself, it's telescopic. So I found another of the styrene tube that would fit on there snugly. So now I can animate the body and the head in two different directions. Why do I need that? I don't know. I just do. I want it to. my only thing is it does sit a little bit askew. This part and this part were originally part of the blue. And I had this idea of what I was going to do is take a piece of tape and lay it over there and use this UV resin and fill it from the backside. No. Yeah. Fill it from the backside and cure it, and then it would make these properly shaped pieces. The first time I did it, it didn't work. And so it took 2 or 3 tries, and I got it in there, and then I just painted it black. So it's fine. If you look up close, it doesn't look as crisp as the plastic pieces, but sitting on the desk, it tells what it's supposed to look like. I am really close. It needs a weathering pass, and it'll be done. But my thing is, okay, yeah, it needs a weathering pass. It needs some detail. So I need to find some things to put on in his head there. And the other thing is it needs a story. I'm thinking about a story because I always have to have a story. And I have come up with a little bit of a story. So I'm going to finish this up, and then you tell me what you think about the origin of this guy. I don't even know what we're going to call him yet, but yeah, first things first. Let's get this thing going. So as a point of reference, here's what the R2 unit looks like completed. This is my R2 unit for my droid, of course, because it's got a metal and purple. But the story for our new droid, I think, would go something like this. Security, security, please help. I've been robbed. I had extra limbs, parts stored away for an emergency, and they're gone. Not gone? What do you mean they're not gone? You use them for a new droid. R2 said it would be okay. Let's see this droid. I don't have a voice for this guy. This is what you use my arms for. I know he needed arms, but look at him. Well, I guess I could get them back when you're done with them if I need them. But, well, okay. Yes, I'm sure R2 would thank me. I know. I know. Sometimes I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I will say this. I did prevent myself from going down a rabbit hole because I was gonna animate the whole thing. I was gonna green screen it, and here's a little test footage. Oh, security. I'm in need of security. Somebody help. And the main reason I didn't do it is because C3PO, his finish was reflecting the green, so he was hard to shoot on green screen. And I was like, okay, you get this perfected, which is why I haven't done more. You can go down and perfect more green screen, or you could start working on another model. And that's where we are. I'm not saying in the future there won't be some animation or something like that. Yeah, that's a long-term goal. But for right now, we're here to build models, and we're having fun doing it. Still don't have a name for my model, for my droid. I got to come up with something. And the voice was right on the spot. Again, another thing of science fiction sound design. Come up with his own unique voice. That's why BMO sounds different from R2, which sounds different from BB-8. Everybody has their own unique, or Chopper. You know, they all have their own unique sound, and I'll investigate that one day. One day when I do make some kind of an animation thing with that droid, he will have his own voice. We'll figure out what that's going to be. But for now, rabbit hole avoided. We used our imagination and we got the story out there. And that's all that matters. So, until next time, have fun, be safe, and go build something. And use your imagination. See you next time. Pew 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 pew.